We've got ignition. 2, 1. We've got RIP takeoff. We've got RIP takeoff. Welcome to another episode of the Self Luv Show. We're talking about BCIs, brain computer interface. One brand of it. It's been around for a while. We'll break that down. But one brand of BCI is Neuralink. But we want to unpack what's the point? What's its ultimate purpose? What's its end game out there? That's what we're talking about on the Self Luv Show. TATN production. Cue the joint. When you're ready, please like, share, subscribe. Let's get this link out there. Most Ricky Tick, please like, share, subscribe. Let's get this link out there. We appreciate that.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
In entering upon this course of instruction, each of you should, so far as possible, lay aside for the time being all previous theories and beliefs. By so doing, you will be saved the trouble of trying all the way through the show to put, quote, new wine into old wineskins, end quote. Luke chapter 5, verse 37. If there's anything as we proceed which you don't understand or agree with, just let it lie passively in your mind until you have enjoyed the entire show. For many statements that would at first arouse antagonism and discussion will be clear and easily accepted a little farther on. After the show is over, if you wish to return to your old beliefs and ways of living, you are at perfect liberty to do so. But for the time being, be willing to become as a little child. For said the Master in spiritual things, quote, except ye become as little children, ye shall in no wise enter into the kingdom of heaven, end quote. Matthew chapter 18, verse 3. If at times there seems to be repetition, please remember, the Self Luv Show is a lesson, not a lecture.
I think that the dice are loaded, and that's what's left out of Mr. Brown's piece. See, there was a period of time in this country after Reconstruction where African people owned a lot of land, owned a lot of businesses, and did a lot of things. But what happened was the American government, the Ku Klux Klan, and other organizations organized in smashing that effort. So it's not that we haven't tried to own lands and have not organized businesses. It's that if you are African in America or in Latin America or in the Caribbean or in the continent, you will be hunted no matter what you do, because they do not want us to survive and become self-sufficient. The sincerity of all of the programs and all of the education has to be questioned, indicted, and convicted, because the bottom line is that America is not and has never tried to produce African adults who are functional, self-sufficient, who understand their politics.
Growing up over here, shit, it was like a regular hood. I was with my homies and shit, all my friends, so we grew up playing, you know, kicking in the shit. Then we got older, still kicking it, but other shit got to happen and shit. You know how that shit go. But like where we at, it's low income and shit. Like all these low income projects and shit, so it wasn't a lot of money. So, you know, it tend to be where ain't a lot of money, there's a lot of violence. So growing up in here, shit, I was going to jail a lot of shit. When I got locked up for the drama and shit, like Dirk was the main one supporting me and shit, helping me. So we got even closer when I was just in jail. Then I got out. He flew me out there with him and shit. Got the rapping, so me and Dirk, you know, we like.
Hey man, if your brother got on $500,000 worth of jewelry, he gonna have a lawyer. That's how we move. Was you ever scared at any point though?
Yeah,
Cause you know
the
how
whole
they do
time.
it.
Yeah, me scared shit. Yeah, the whole time.
You was locked up, or did you get out
Yeah,
of
it's
bail?
like,
Or?
no, I was, there wasn't no bill. You just got to wait, like, till it's that time, like, and you don't know what's gonna happen to the last minute till they tell you, like, all right, not guilty or guilty.
Right.
Brother,
I'm wiping it though. I'm gonna wipe it. I'm
That's
gonna
what's
wipe
up.
it. I'm gonna say,
That's
hey.
Tori's oldest brother. Between us, Tori made me at Beta, and so he just wanted to say a few words before we let you go here.
Okay. Yeah.
Brother Thomas, thank you so much for gracing us with your appearance, man. Grateful. You expanded our nation beyond belief. It's just a wonderful thing. And we would like to present you with the Self Luv Show first annual Ernest Lee Thomas Achievement Award.
Oh man.
It's
Oh,
apropos that you are the
Don't
first
do that to
recipient.
me.
And Noop, we call it the Raj.
We're gonna call it the Raj.
Oh, I love it. Oh man.
Yeah, so we have it on
God.
order. So it's gonna come here. We're gonna show it to the show, and then myself or Tasia deliver it to you or ship it to you from there.
Thank you, brother.
But I saw it like everybody else saw it. It looks like a white people attacking a black man. I thought that, I felt that, I felt that was the case, what everybody's thinking. But I don't know the hearts of those men. I have no idea what's in their hearts.
And even in this instance, if I could be a service to a 9-year-old girl or a 19-year-old woman or girl who wants to be a woman, is to really remember that self-love is the best way that you can receive love from anybody else, because it's coming from you. A lot of times we forget that. We look externally for this love. We look externally for this feeling of validation and adoration and approval, and it has to come from within.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Self-love, vision. Self-love, vision is always required. Welcome. We're down, Chi-Town. Bear down. It's bear season. We're excited about that. You're not a Bears fan. That's your problem.
It's the Self Love Show. The Self Love Show.
You don't know what you missed. Welcome to the Self Love Show on This Ain't That Network. This ain't that over here. Or as we say, TATN. This is one of the co-hosts, 9 Millie. All praise due to the Most High, the ancestors, all the ancestors, and my late beloved Mama Sky. Big ups. Today we're going to be unpacking a Neuralink, the brain-computer interface, we'll refer to as BCI. It's a brain-computer interface company founded by Elon Musk. He does a lot in 24 hours per day. They aim to create a wireless implantable device that can connect to your brain, that can connect your brain to computers, right, smartphones, and other devices. They've already demonstrated its device on pigs and monkeys, and human clinical trials were approved last week. Sign up. You can be early to get the new tech. Line up for it. Okay, so this was approved. What is Neuralinks endgame? Could they have malicious intentions? What are the potential risks and challenges of this type of BCI technology? Are you concerned with malware? These are not easy questions to answer, and they require careful consideration and discussion, because it's happening, whether you like it or not. Kind of like that jam. Get a job. You know, to be competitive at your job, they're not going to want to spend time training you when they can just have you download all the information out there. All the information could just be downloaded into your brain. Why would they hire you when they got some other monkey who's already got the tech in there? So these are not easy questions to answer, and they require careful consideration and discussion out there. We'll answer these questions and many others in today's episode. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another entertaining episode of the Self Love Show. As always, these are lessons, not lectures. We're live and live in color. Today, Sunday, August 27th. Got a little bit of a late start. It's about 2:33 p.m. Central Standard Time in the big city. And as always, you spirits can be anywhere. You divine spirits can be anywhere in this magnanimous universe. But thankfully, we all chose to be here together. Here together. Shot down, bear down, what down, brother Wordsmith, what you manifesting today?
Love. You know me, Nine. What you manifesting?
Ditto, good brother. Pure, magnificent, unfettered, unfiltered. Some say harsh. Many have said tough. Love just the same, good brother.
No doubt.
Hey, what's been going on in your neck of the country since we last connoitered, bro?
Well, it's not necessarily in my part of the country, but Gabbers, speedy recovery, baby. My daughter had surgery on her knee, and speedy recovery. Daddy loves you.
So you said knee surgery?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Speedy recovery, Gabbers, speedy recovery. Go inside there in your mind and your spirit and heal yourself out there and, you know, follow the doctor's orders, things of that nature. All right. Sounds like that's it. But bear down, everybody, bear down. We'll get some more announcements, but what to expect today on the Self Love Show. We always kick it off with the Self Love Show quote of the day. But before that, there's always a more growth and development video. And then Tattoo Tyranny. That's where we're going to run a quick video and ask ourselves in our chat, do we like what the government's doing to the citizens, to the taxpayers, to their bosses, or do we not like it? Then, of course, we do have a dome teaser. I placed that dome teaser into the chat. That's a riddle. Your mind is a stupid thing to waste. Let's see if you guys can't matriculate, process, and come up with the correct response to that dome teaser. If you don't, I may be generous enough to go ahead and provide the key at the end of today's demo. Today's topic is Neuralinks, endgame. Unpacked. Phone lines are open, troll free, 424-900-6945. That's 424-900-6945. And their number's
troll free.
That's right. Their number's what?
Absolutely, positively troll free around here.
And trolls get hoes. We'll make you famous.
Let's go viral.
Yeah, we'll go viral. I'll be your Huckleberry. And then we wrap it up with my favorite part of the whole shebang, and that's Wordsmith's final words. He's going to summarize everything off the top of his dome in a bit of metaphysical prose, which is exciting. You never know what spirit's going to bring into it. All right. Now, announcements. I want to pray for one of our moderators out there, and big fan of the show. Good friend of mine, Joey White. Joey White being in the chat. Yeah, his son is recovering from a major car accident. It's on South Shore Drive too, bro, last week.
Oh, wow.
Man, my man said he was just on his way to work, and saw the car. Like, man, that looks like my son's car. Gets up on the tow truck and finds his son's information, like mail in the car. That's how he found out. Yeah, last I heard, he was on life support, but I think they said it got him off there. He's getting better. So, man, young, 21, just like your girl's son.
Right.
Man, so we praying for you. Man, condolences, bro. Need something.
Energy.
Yeah, if you need something, holler at your boy. Stop the violence, you guys. Life's too valuable and precious for you to just be wasting it because you got emotional out there like a little female. And you guys get checkups. Get checkups out there. You got any other announcements, Sel?
Like, share, subscribe. Let's get it out far and wide.
Thanks. What he said. Please. Helps us grow the channel. All right. So if there's anyone who I don't know, maybe you're a tech, because this is Elon Musk calls this technology a Fitbit. It's like a Fitbit in your head. I don't know. Maybe I just want the Fitbit in my hand, you son of a. But hey, it's a Fitbit in your head. And it's combining nanotechnology, which, we're not going to explain to you guys too much. You can always go back and watch a previous show we covered on nanotechnology, right, so?
Absolutely, positively. I guarantee if you do, you'll learn something.
Yeah, that's right. Get up to speed out there. So if there's anybody out there who understands nanotech or anything about this technology, and if you got questions, be sure to chime in. Everybody's thoughts is going to be very important because they keep rolling out technology, regardless of what the we the people say. And, so we're asking some tough questions today. Enough of my yapping, no. I'll turn it over to this Nuke so he can handle his business.
Yes, y'all. Welcome to the Self Luv Show. Today, we're unpacking what's Neuralinks endgame. We're going to have phone lines open. People want to call in. If you have some sort of rational information to add, we look forward to it.
I'd like to add coherent, too.
That?
Coherent.
Yeah. Absolutely. Otherwise, as always, we have a very important video. Silverback More Growth and Development platform, which we are building the Self Love Nation off of. And before that, we have the Self Love Show quote of the day.
Ready.
I could have a Neuralink right now and you wouldn't know. Once again, I could have a Neuralink right now and you wouldn't know.
He sounds like you, so that guy, whoever said that, sounds like you. You've already saying this.
Elon Musk.
What are the odds of that, Self, that he could actually be using the technology already and getting unfair advantages?
He's doing a lot in 24 hours. That's for sure.
Yeah, he is. He is. Silverback More Growth and Development Platform. Number 1, repair our nation via reparations. We demand our silver back. Number 2, to connect our breadwinners with our activists. And 3, show an accurate depiction of African American Chi-Town. 4, to shine a light on positive influence. 5, heal our community one person at a time. 6, to provide an unfiltered platform for our influencers. 7, recycle the black dollar. 8, to provide mentors for the mentorless. 9, to close the gap between us and our pink kinsmen. And 10, protect our men, women, and children by any and all means necessary. And we're back.
Yeah, amen to that. Amen to that. Last week's show, Self. We broke down last week's show. If you guys missed it, we covered, we extended our 187 bars dead rapper series. So RIP to XXX. I know we're butchering this whole thing.
Yeah.
XXX extension. I believe that's it. I believe that's how he said XXX extension.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I wish they would have spelled it differently, but yeah, big ups. Yeah, hits, murder, unpacked. What say ye, so?
I learned a lot. It's a lot of information. You want to know about that whole situation? I suggest you go back and check it out. Check it out.
Yes, definitely need to check that out. Man, bro, I was watching something. They said Jimi Hendrix, man, had multiple close encounters. He wasn't abducted, but I mean, where the aliens would talk to him, and this is pre-LSD and present LSD and post. Well, I don't know if there's ever post, but yeah, bro, yeah, man, and other people with him witnessed it, and they weren't. Yeah, man. Yeah, he was talking about it's off topic, but he was talking about these beings are returning soon to because they know we're out here fighting hate out there. Sounds like he was talking about angels or aliens, but it's interesting. But I put in the chat, Self, what our question was, and we'll get to the end what our poll question was. I'll give you the results at the end and get your take on it. Why would you allow an implantable brain-computer interface such as Neuralink into your body? And the options are in the chat: to interact with computers, machines, and AI via my thoughts, or it becomes required and necessary to compete in the job market, or to enhance my cognition, or to repair and or treat a brain disorder. And the last option is never, ever, 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 ever will I willingly be a user of such technology. Looking for your responses in the chat. I numbered the responses. You can just type them in. Be nice if you just did the poll on the TATN channel as well. All right, Seth?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so that's what we're getting into. So you guys clearly know the topic. All right, so Self, I know we had a mass shooting at the dollar store. That's not what we're talking about. That's that coward. You're a coward. I know he offed himself. You're a coward.
Oh,
Yeah. Some pink guy made a manifesto and went to a Dollar Tree or something and shot up black people with an AR-15 and then deleted herself when 12 showed up. Coward. If there's a hell, I hope he's burning in. Yeah. He left multiple manifestos to make sure, they didn't delete his message. But you go shoot a bunch of unarmed people with an assault rifle who did nothing to you. Innocent people, God. But I don't know if you saw Mass Shooter 12. Have you seen that, so? Mass Shooter 12?
No, I stay pretty much unplugged, so I'm not sure.
All right. Don't worry about it. We got ABC 7. This is fair use. ABC 7.
4 people were killed last night, and that includes the gunman. We have live team coverage. Our Christian Cordero is on scene in Trabuco Canyon as she spoke with witnesses who recall the sounds of gunfire. But we start with David Gonzalez. He's at the command center with what we're learning about the gunman. David.
Philip, that mass shooting investigation is taking place about 2 miles up the road from where I'm standing right now. But I want you guys to take a live look from our Air 7 HD. Right now, authorities are calling this a very complex scene. As you can see on your screen right now, it still remains a very active investigation. All roads leading to Cook's Corner remain closed in all directions as investigators try to piece together exactly what happened last night. This morning, we are learning more about the suspect. He has been identified as John Snowling by the Orange County District Attorney's Office. We are trying to gather more information on Snowling, but we can tell you that he is a retired Ventura Police Department sergeant. Right now, our sources believe Snowling was targeting his estranged
These are the
wife.
police I'm dealing with out here. So.
And for people that do not know this area, Cook's Corner is considered to be the most famous biker bar in Southern California, and authorities call it a staple in South Orange County. This is video of the moment after gunshots rang out at that bar just after 7 p.m. Orange County Sheriff's officials say deputies arrived within 2 minutes from when the first 911 call started being made, and dispatch could hear gunshots in the background. They say a minute later, Snowling was confronted by deputies. They also say a deputy-involved shooting took place involving multiple deputies, and they believe Snowling was shot and killed. Authorities say in the end, 4 people, including Snowling, were pronounced dead at the scene.
It's obviously a horrible and a tragic situation. These types of shootings are not commonplace here in Orange County. Fortunately, when these things do happen, I think we have some of the best and most well-trained professionals that respond in the Sheriff's Department and the Orange County Fire Authority.
The Sheriff's Department says 6 people, 5 of which had been shot, were taken to a local hospital. Right now, 2 of them are listed in critical condition. The condition of the other 4 is unknown but are stable. Among the survivors is Snowling's estranged wife. Authorities say that right now they're trying to interview dozens of people who were at the scene at the time of the shooting. The FBI and ATF are also investigating or assisting in the investigation as well. But once again, we can tell you that the suspect in this shooting has been identified as retired Ventura Police Sergeant John Snowling, and we expect a live update from authorities here at the command post a little later today. Reporting live from Lake Forest, David Gonzalez, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Okay, David, thank you very much. And David alluded to the Air 7 shot. That's where Scott Reif is, and you can see
you can kill it.
The significance of this shooting from that shot, Scott.
Man. So so, the story goes, they're piecing together. He's going through a divorce with his wife. He shot her in the face. She didn't die. So she said there was absolutely nothing cantankerous about the divorce proceedings. Wow. I mean, as far as there was no vitriol, no signs. He never threatened her, never said, hey, I'll kill you. Nothing, Self.
Wow.
Like this guy just signed off the papers and all this and that. and just one day drove back to California, tracked her down at a bar and shot her and the guy she was with. That's bizarre. And rest in peace to all the victims and condolences to the families.
Everybody's family, because that's tragic.
And then they said he was busting at 12.
I mean, he's 12. He was dying by 12, probably.
Maybe, yeah, because I don't think he was, because I think he would have hit him. They never said he hit one of the other cops. I think you're right, because they normally kill themselves or turn themselves in when 12 shows up. The turning himself in wasn't an option for him. You know, I'm talking about the typical white mass shooter.
Yeah.
So he did suicide by 12, yeah.
This is former 12.
Yeah, retired, bro.
Yeah.
He got his pension. Gave all that up.
Man.
Didn't even kill his wife. He disfigured her, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of people that you see have they've been shot in the face.
But you'd think if that was his target, and he would have made sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, shot him multiple times. That's how they do Pookie when he don't show them their ID.
Well, he might have thought that was that. And
turn your computer
who knows what happened.
So your camera's actually pointing at you. You can do it. All you gotta do is turn the computer so it points at you. You don't have to move your body necessarily. Yeah, you're good now.
Yeah, I had moved.
See how you can just move that?
Yeah.
Don't know if I can call it tyranny, but it's definitely
that's why.
White on white crime.
Yeah, I mean, he killed a lot of people. Didn't kill his intended target.
Yeah, killed a lot of innocent people. Well, I'm sure the guy she was with was one of the intended.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that guy was one of the victims. Wow. The strangest thing about this was that there was no indication of this happening. So that's what's bizarre. No warning.
Yeah, no past stalking or
no
that.
Just, okay, you want to leave? All right. Something happened she ain't telling us. Somebody ain't telling us about. Something had to have happened. But I'm not going to consider this tyranny.
No, he was not part of the.
He was retired. He wasn't in uniform.
Right. Yeah. Right.
They didn't cover it up. Well, they couldn't.
Right. He was dead.
The other organizations are moving in to investigate because I don't think they should be able to investigate one of their retired own.
Well,
he's gone. Yeah.
So investigate what, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's tyranny.
Yeah. It's not tyranny. Well, it's not tyranny. You know what I mean? It's definitely not tyranny. All right. Let's push on. You guys like, share, subscribe, please. Today's topic is what's Neuralinks endgame? Unpacked. Phone lines are open. That number is pinned in the chat. All right. The Mad Marine. The Mad Marine. Viral video. ABC 7. What do you call that? Fair use?
Fair use.
Yeah. The Mad Marine. White crime.
Marine veteran will be arraigned later today on a second-degree manslaughter charge. He was seen on video choking a man who he claimed was acting erratically and threatening passengers on a New York City subway. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest.
Daniel Penny, the man who put Jordan Neely in a deadly chokehold on a New York City subway, arrived with his attorney at a Manhattan police precinct to turn himself in on Friday. He's expected in court
gorgeous.
today.
He did so voluntarily and with the sort of dignity and integrity that is characteristic of his history of service to this grateful nation.
The 24-year-old Marine being charged with manslaughter in the second degree with a maximum penalty of 15 years, according to prosecutors.
Manslaughter is the reckless killing of another individual with no intent.
Penny's surrender to police comes after days of protests.
No intent. He had
Activists
intent.
demanding Penny's arrest.
Right.
Some
I
calling
mean,
Neely's
it was still a
death
spur of the
quote,
moment.
lynching.
You know, it was
Mayor
no
Eric Adams calling the death a tragedy.
One thing we
Premeditation, but
Right.
they feel like they can't prove he intended to kill. I feel like I can.
Penny
I-
was seen
I
on a
think he
viral
did
video from
intend to
May
kill him.
1st, restraining Neely in a chokehold for at least 3 minutes as other passengers hold
Look,
Neely.
choked him for 3 minutes.
30-year-old
Yeah.
was later pronounced
Look at this
dead.
old guy. He's
The
not a
medical
threat.
examiner ruled the death a homicide. Neely was known to impersonate Michael Jackson on trains and in stations, but since 2007, according to his family, he had been
Psychological.
dealing with mental health
Yeah.
issues and homelessness. Police say he was harassing the train's passengers and making threats, but was not physically violent.
You know, you see this all the time, Self, on the train.
15 years. Ask yourself, is that enough? Is that enough for someone who choked somebody out on the train and took their life?
Penny's attorneys say the Marine vet acted to protect himself, and the facts will come out in court.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC7
How do I
content.
know, Self, this guy
Button
didn't,
for our
he's not some sort of racist. I don't know what's in his heart, but how do I know he didn't see this guy on the train all the time and then thought to himself, you know, I can kill this guy, get one under my belt, you know what I'm saying, and beat the case because he's making threats that he makes every day on that same train because he's out of his mind.
Yeah, that wasn't right. What he did at all. Like, who gives you the right to decide that someone shouldn't live? I mean,
To go use your Marine tactics on an older gentleman who's, you know, Self, come on, we all have perception. You know, oh man, this dude, he's harmless. He's not wielding a weapon coming towards you and threatening people with weapons or anything like that. And you just take it upon yourself to go scuffle and fight with him and get him in a chokehold and choke him for 3 minutes until he dies while the other passengers are telling you to stop. And they're trying to dress him up like some sort of hero.
well, you know, that's what they, you know, I saw when it first popped off, the story, because I did see this story.
Oh, yeah, it was a while back. Go ahead.
Yeah. And they were trying to make him Kyle Rittenhouse. You know what I mean? Another person that went out of his way to unalive people.
Allegedly. Now, let's just say Rittenhouse has been suing people, so, you know, not that we're going to, you know. But, okay. You know, we used to do the segment Self. What if he was white or black?
Yeah.
Now, what if that was me at 24 and there's some older white gentleman on the train who's always on there every day making these crazy threats, and I decided to take it upon myself out there in DuPage County and choke him to where he can't breathe anymore until he dies, and that's what they're going to charge me with?
No, you get capital murder out there. Capital murder out there. You get life out there for that.
Yeah, or even first-degree manslaughter, or like I'm saying, like the questions I'm asking, you know, need to be asked. Was that your first time ever seeing him? Have you ever been on the train? Did you know? What were you thinking when the people were there were saying, you know, let him go? You got all these people around. He's not a threat, and you're still choking him. That man could have held him by his arms after he had him subdued. You saw how the brother was laying there, rest his soul.
Yeah, I mean, he killed him. Period. Point blank.
Well, I hope he gets, I don't hope, but, you know, maybe he'll get some time. Maybe he'll get convicted on the second degree and they'll give him the max, but they won't. But he'll probably end up getting like a slap on the hand, maybe 2-3 years. And maybe some of the brothers will get a hold of him in the penal system and choke him out like that. Not till he dies, but, you know, choke him out. Let him see what it feels like. Maybe wrap his bum.
It's a horrible situation all the way around.
And he's a Marine using deadly force on the citizens. What Neuralinks endgame? What is it? Unpacked. You guys, I put today's dome teaser in the chat. What 3-word? Here it is. Self. What 3-word question can you absolutely never answer yes to? What 3-word question can you absolutely never answer yes to? Any ideas there, fella?
Nope. Drawing a blank.
You got him processing like Tyson Bagent over there. Look at him, like Tyson Bagent. He's not like Fields, standing there holding the ball, waiting for it to break open. Just getting that ball out of his hands because he's a bum. He's not a bum. I don't like that guy. All right, but all right, we'll get to that. We'll give you guys a chance to, ladies and gentlemen, a chance to marinate on the on any response. I thought this one would be a little tough. I may actually be able to give you guys the answer for once. Proud of the chat and between Tori and the chat. You guys are really solving these at a high rate. Surprises me. You know, you guys didn't go to race school. I honestly didn't think you can process it. I did. You know what I mean? I was looking at the Iowa test scores of other schools. I'm like, man, these people are dumb, you know, but big ups to everybody.
Yeah, I went to private school. I never went to the public school, so my you know,
your test wasn't on that list.
They wasn't even the part of that.
No, it was all public. Yeah, they definitely didn't consider.
Yeah, it wasn't even the part
had us thinking we were so smart, but they definitely didn't consider they didn't. It was all the public school list.
No, that's all the public schools was about.
Yeah. All right. All right. So we did that, you guys. But enough of the appetizer self, the pre-game.
Let's quench the self-love nation's thirst.
I'm with it. Prayerfully, there's a promo video in there. That one spun pretty good, Self. They like that video. Yeah. Us talking shit.
It is nice.
This is Pager. He's a 9-year-old macaque who had a Neuralink placed in each side of his brain.
Next week, it may be Black Hollywood. I haven't gotten a confirmation yet. You know, we had this individual booked for the 10th, but again,
look at his face.
It's the NFL kickoff.
Today's the 20th.
You're right. That would be the 27th. You're right.
We can interact with Neuralinks simply by pairing them to an iPhone.
I'm way ahead of myself here.
I'm like, wait a minute, we into September already?
Am I
in the right timeline here?
Wait a minute, who am I here?
Wait a minute. Who am I here?
No, you're right. And then you want to unpack next week?
From a long-term existential standpoint, that's like the purpose of Neuralink, is to create a high bandwidth interface to the brain such that we can be symbiotic with AI.
I was very, very angry because I was learning about the history of what happened, and that's what Roots did to me. It brought.
I do not trust that guy for the life of him. Beady-eyed. Fred Sanford wouldn't trust Elon Musk. He's got those beady eyes. But yeah, so you guys clearly see what we're going to be covering today. What's Neuralinks endgame? It's unpacked. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. Just going to start the discussion with basic. What does Neuralink do? Like, what is it? The company, what type of business is it?
Elon Musk, it's making a brain interface to ideally connect with AI in the internet. But what he's got doing right now is like having an interface that can help paraplegics achieve the being able to walk again. It's a high sophisticated process that they use with extremely small
nanotech.
Yeah, that's and
well,
and and
they didn't create you're talking about the brain computer interface. It had
Yeah.
existed for some time, but
no.
they're
They
perfecting
created way
it.
before that. We was talking about Neuralink specifically, though. That's
Right. I'm just throwing out and just letting everybody know that they didn't create
BCIs
that.
was not at all.
Right. But Neuralink is, they have some hardware, to your point, which you was just bringing up, in the software. They've taken it to another level. That's, but they're taking what already existed, which we talked about in the past with other scientists. These guys get all this credit, but they wouldn't even be here without the little guy at Jackson State University who said, you know what, we can do this. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
but you're right. His ultimate goal is to link it with AI, which is still being perfected because they're still working on quantum computing and things of that nature. There's a lot of things with this, what they call that, perpetual energy. And that's why I think we're seeing these aliens, which we'll get into later. But when those things all come into place, you've got this perpetual energy source, you've got this quantum computing ability, and you've got this artificial intelligence. I think we're in a whole nother dimension at that point.
To some degree, we are self-resuming. No, not just AI. We are a
self-replicating technology and
a power source.
And the power source. Okay,
all of our cells, have electrical charge, and we are a living power source. So that could be what they're
a living power plant,
linking to AI, to bring AI into.
Wow. I see what you're saying.
The avatar
will just be batteries,
like the Matrix.
Yeah. So
just like the Matrix.
Yeah. Yes. Just to give and your definition was pretty much spot on. Neuralink is a company which aims to create a wireless implantable device that can connect the human brain to computers, smartphones, and other devices. Neuralink is a type of brain-computer interface, or BCI for short. BCI is a device that can establish a direct communication link between the brain and an external device, such as a computer or smartphone. A BCI can either read signals from the brain, write signals to the brain, or both. And yes, Elon Musk owns it. So how it works is Neuralink is a wireless BCI, consists of two main components: an implantable chip that contains thousands of tiny electrodes, and this is what Neuralink did, that can record, this is in the nano level that Self's talking about, that can record and stimulate neural activity in different regions of the brain, and to a wearable device that connects to the chip via Bluetooth and allows the user to control various functions and settings. So it was interesting. So the AI learns from us, and he's saying they want to connect us to the AI, and then the AI and his technology can it's reading our brain energy that it gives out, our electrical signals, and it can mimic that, right? Just like you can mimic a song or whatever. So it sounds like you're saying, even to your point of us being batteries, it sounds like they're linking us to suck up all the information and put it into the AI faster.
There's some AI systems that they've lied about everything. So there are some AI systems that are very old and has all the information. It'll be like them basically taking over the avatar, or being able to swap into Agent Smith.
All right, and we're going to get there. I know I kind of took you there,
my bad.
which just comes up in conversation. But
yeah,
no, I mean it does. But how many? Guess how many satellites? So you need obviously you need to be able to have a solid signal. You got this thing in everybody's brain, right? You can't have, I lost my signal. Oh, and 12 will always know where you are. Oh yeah, but
Hey, well, you know,
go ahead.
the militaries rarely lose signal with anyone in their situation.
Well, yeah,
And that's
PCS Prime Code. I remember I had a Prime Code phone. I never lost it either. We were using that same technology, bro. They should have stayed with it. Prime Code.
I'm
You remember
saying
that?
that they're still using. They have the highest form of whatever we have. They have the highest of it. They years already passed. Like, just saying, like Vietnam and World War II, that they had a cell phone, bro.
Yeah, but
So-
as a society, bro.
Right. So, I'm just saying that's why they could be advanced of what we get a part of. This Chat GPT is kids play to what AI really is right now.
Interesting. So SpaceX launched its first round of 60 Starlink satellites into Earth's lower orbit in 2019 on one of SpaceX's Falcon 9 rockets. All of this is Elon Musk, allegedly. Today, the company has over 4,000 satellites in orbit, all this space junk. And Musk said he eventually wants to send up to 42,000 satellites into space. So if you ever want to fly away from this planet itself, good luck getting past those 42,000 satellites without their permission. Why?
Well, good luck getting past the firmament.
Why? Being closer to our planet and networking together, Starlink satellites are meant to carry large amounts of information rapidly to any point on Earth, then even over oceans and in extremely hard to reach places where fiber optic cables would be expensive to lay down. So how you feel about all this space junk? First of all, nobody's asking us for this. They're just taking space and putting junk out there for our good.
Yeah, in lower orbit, it's a lot of stuff in lower orbit.
Yeah. It just amazes me, though, how certain people are allowed to do whatever they want in the name of humanity, and they don't even discuss with humanity. Like, they just do it, and then they come out and roll it out.
Yeah, human do a lot of crazy things. Man and woman have to deal with. At some point, we're gonna lose the hue off of man. It's just gonna be man and woman.
Facts. So Self, you got Neuralink, right? Facts. They're using this, so they've got this small chip, and what their tech really has is these little like hairs that attach to your brain, that attaches the chip, to your brain. They want to lodge it like in the center so they can get both hemispheres connected. And there's a machine that threads these little, and nano, like it's the size of less than 1/10 of the width of a cell or something like that. They were saying
1/3 of a cell.
Yeah,
and that's what they're saying is an advantage to the older technology, because the older technology had like 26 points and they were all together like a little chip, so they would put them not sporadically where they needed to be to interact with certain parts of the brain.
You're right, but it couldn't get all the data.
They weren't.
Yeah.
You
had to wear a helmet.
The machine. No, it wasn't in the helmet. It was they had a port,
battery pack,
and that little big thing on the head.
Yeah.
They had that. But the machine picks and hits exactly on the neurons with Elon Musk thing. So it will be the fastest way of transfer. And where they had 26 points, this had over 100 points. And they could put these, because they was much smaller, in several places, so it could have a massive expanse of what had been done before.
Well, what do you know about the monkey trials? Because historically, like you say, everything's alive, and these monkey trials have been, performed on humans, and they just said they use monkeys and rats.
Yeah,
But but the monkey trials. What do you know about the monkey trials?
It was basically the technology that I was just talking about, the 26 points, and I don't know. I didn't hear much about it before I started the research for this.
Yeah, it was a big issue because they said it's dead monkeys all over, like the.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure until they I forgot about that, but until
They
they
said
got it
thousands
right,
of dead
until they
monkeys.
got right, yes, until they got one that worked well, and they used him for it until he died. You know what I mean? It couldn't work on all of them, and they was working on the
They
process.
didn't have the technology that worked, so that's
Right.
what I'm saying. Back to the drawing board. Dead monkey, this don't work. We increase this. We improve this. We improve
Right.
that.
Right.
So they were getting a lot of, but the animal rights activists they were getting a lot of pushback.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So I'm just wondering, like, are we okay with that? Killing a bunch of monkeys. So ultimately, well, I don't even know if you want to have this and put in your brain, but we'll get there. Don't answer that yet. Neuralink has claimed that it successfully implanted its chips into the brains of, macaque monkeys?
Yeah, macaque.
Yeah, macaque and monkeys, and that the monkeys can play video games such as Pong with their minds. Neuralink has also faced allegations of animal cruelty and violations of federal regulations regarding the use and transport of research animals. Neuralink, of course, has denied the accusations and said it follows high standards as animal care and complies with all relevant laws before cutting their brains open and putting in some technology. Neuralink has not published any and all the big science, the big science and the billionaire who owns the Dallas Mavericks, Cuban. If I came on Shark Link with this as my gimmick, and I hadn't had any peer-reviewed papers by big science. So anyway, somehow Neuralink has not published any peer-reviewed papers on its monkey trials and has only released a video and some statements as evidence of its claims. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I know that this world is a dirty game, and the biggest companies do more dirt than the regular. I don't know for sure what has been stated, but there's probably some truth to it. Some, even if it ain't exaggerated to the largest point. But then they lie so much it could be way more than the exaggerated point.
Man, it could literally be a money grab. These tech companies just keep raising money, and we're doing this and that, and we did this and that. Then years later, Elon Musk is going to jail. Like that white lady who was gonna, revolutionize, I think, the kidney business or something, and it was all a sham. Just raising money for the sake of raising money, but because they without peer review, Self, I mean, me and you can say we've done. Yeah. We didn't use monkeys. We used everyday alley cats, and we treated them with the what's up? Utmost respect and
honor and love, honor, respect, and we talked with them like they needed to be talked to, and told them that they would be healed, and we healed them.
Right. Dun dun dun. We healed them. I realized this one message.
9 out of 10 times.
I didn't even give y'all the options. I'm dropping a link in the chat, y'all. For anybody who wants to watch the video that they put out. We're still waiting on the Tesla truck. You know what I mean? I don't know how much of this is just a, everyday nickel slick hustle. You know, just because you're a billionaire doesn't mean you're not a criminal.
Well, to me, it means probably
You're more likely.
of a criminal.
Yes.
Yeah, likely to be a criminal.
Absolutely.
Because for you to get that amount of money, your money has made money. That's the only way you could be in that status. Like, not what you do, but your money makes money.
Facts. So, you know, what we're breaking down here today, you guys, is what is, you know, brain computer interface technology. What's their end game out there? We just gave you guys a brief overview, but I think y'all know what this sound means.
It's the Self Luv Show, the Self Luv Show, the Self Luv Show. We do it for our people. The Self Luv Show, it's the Self Luv Show, it's the Self Luv Show. To expose they don't equal. The Self Luv Show.
Yes, y'all.
The Self Luv Show.
Don't stop.
The Self Luv Show, the Self Luv Show.
The Self Luv Show.
It's the Self Luv Show.
And here we are, unpacking Neuralink BCIs. Gonna see how it come to comprise. Gonna come together. We had a great first half.
It's the Self Luv Show, the Self Luv Show, the Self Luv Show. We do it for our people.
We're gonna get right back at it. Got some great videos for you to check out. See you in a few.
You know how the story goes. It's the Self Luv Show.
I was very, very angry because I was learning about the history of what happened to us, and that's what Roots did to me. It brought a lot of those feelings out of me, and I became very disturbed by it, and I became very angry, and I started to retaliate in school. And it took my mother to come to me and tell me, it's a history, it's something that you should never forget, but you can rise above it and make an impact and make a change and make people aware of the pain that we have endured. But at first I was very disturbed by it, and I retaliated in some ways, you know, violently. You know, we used to go to other pools, and he would take me, and as soon as I get in the pool, they would get out of the pool. You don't forget your heritage, but you move forward in trying to make a better life for everyone, and that you always want to be viewed as a person. Reach back and pull someone with you.
Masculine.
Having qualities or appearance traditionally associated with men.
So tough because you got to be so politically correct. So if we go by that definition, are black women becoming more masculine, you know, smoking cigars, pulling up, hollering at hot chicks? If so, why?
Seem to be a lot that they have choice. A lot of it comes from the fact that they say they don't need a man because of something the government becomes their man.
Why doesn't the man start, you know, and girl, I breastfed today? There's certain feminine qualities, and are these feminine qualities, the this and that, you know, or is that, back to our thought experiment, is that just something that everybody has learned over time, and it's really, really weird. So in other words, you know, the women who act quote unquote manly because they're doing everything. Does a man act more feminine because he's raising the kids now? Does he put on a dress?
I see potential in people too. Like, that's how you know genuinely I'm not a hater.
Nowadays is a little bit too focused on getting the best.
Yeah, they be too busy trying to
moments.
make people beef and make like people. It's people real life at the end of the day. Like, motherfuckers lose their life every day. Like,
Yeah.
this shit not a game. This shit not for view. This shit not cool. Like, them people, they definitely gonna get their karma. There's so many fucking things that come behind being a fuck nigga. When you can be actually a good person. Everybody rock with you. Everybody cool with you. You need some, you can call niggas. I didn't know how to like turn it off when it came to, I'm gonna put this image out of me on social media, but the whole time I'm not living like that. It was the real me. I had to learn though. I took a lot of L's, a whole lot of L's. It was just me having to, basically just growing up on social media. Like, not even growing up like a kid, I'm saying like my career-wise, I had nobody to teach me. I had people to teach me how to move around the streets and how to stay alive, but social media was a different world.
Man, I thank you guys for inviting me on. Thank you. Great format, very solid. It don't have that low budget movie feel. You know what I'm saying? And we get that a lot in the Black community, for real.
Yeah.
Like people look at us to be fuck ups. They look at us to be low budget. They look at us to be ignorant, stuttering, and use a whole bunch of and all of that. But no, they got the real deal on here. That everybody know who Torian Mills is, baby. They know.
Hey, well, bro,
They so ignorant,
ignorant.
man. They're so
Hey, but this platform's your platform. This platform's my platform. From Inglewood, California to
the
Chicago,
South Shore.
Crazy thing about it.
This platform is
made for you and me.
It's made for you.
The crazy
ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. I was trying to get out the end of the preamble, but go ahead, bro.
Yes, y'all.
Yeah, my bad. I didn't have a.
I
forgot to add a video on there, but no, you good. My bad.
It's the Self Love Show. The Self Love Show. We do it for our people. The Self Love Show. It's the Self Love Show. It's the Self Love Show. To expose they don't equal. The Self Love Show. The Self Love Show.
Yes, y'all.
Joey Wordsmith 9 Mills. The Self Love Show. The Self Love Show. You know how the story
go, man. The Self Love Show. Yes, sir. What's Neuralinks endgame? We talked about a lot of stuff, early parts of Neuralinks situation. I think we're going to get into some more deeper concepts and explore their intentions. At least what we can see.
Yeah, I'm with that, bro. It's the Self Love Show. All right, y'all, please like, share, subscribe. Let's get them in the building. All right, so yeah, right now we're going to get into the holistic usages you kind of hinted towards in your definition of this technology. So we want to talk about potential benefits, bro, things you're getting from spirit. If this is not all a lie, how you can perceive it being used, if and when they perfect the technology, medical applications, stuff like that, bro. Anything jump out at you?
Conceivably, it could solve all issues, at least degenerative from the brain.
Parkinson's disease.
Yes. And as well as any breaks in your spine or whatever, they can restore the connection.
What about dementia? They can just pump in your memories to you.
Not pump the memories to you, just give what that part of the brain needs to
give those signals at that time of that part of the brain would normally be given off.
Without them having whatever they had.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
Correct and balance everything.
I don't know if it corrects, but if it can
balance.
Yes, it mimics your brain signals, right? This is what the tech is. So this is how they trained the monkey. So what they did was they recorded the vibrations, the frequencies, the stuff that's coming from the brain into the computer when it did certain things. So they could record the brainwave patterns of me when I'm producing memories from Drop Dead Gorgeous Ray School. You know what I mean? And then, I guess at some point it's going to be recording your memory self to a certain extent, the patterns of it. So I'm just saying maybe in dementia's case, they can use it where, there's not that they're pumping the memories in, but you still have those frequencies firing in your brain at all times. So you don't just, leave the house and walk away and don't know where you're going and nobody can find you. So, dementia would be good.
I think that AI would have them have a diet of what they needed to balance that, so that
True.
they could live a regular life. Because there's a lot of things that they are not telling us, and it's a lot of stuff caused by parasites that they are not saying are
Yeah,
parasites.
and
They
nutritional
trying
deficiencies.
they want to give all kinds of pharmaceuticals instead of stuff that would get rid of the parasites.
Oibs. But you mentioned spinal cord injuries, something I didn't mention about the tech. Yeah, there's another part to it. It does connect to the base of your spine, so it can send those same signals you would use if you move your legs and your hands and your fingers and stuff like that. So, but yeah, spinal cord
Initially,
injury.
they only had being able to walk. The 26 things. They had a guy he had two. He was
motorcycle. Got hurt on a
had a
motorcycle.
Yep, and they got him back to walking, but that was very
He was stiff and using
and
equipment.
that was not Neuralink though. That was pre
No.
Neuralink. So
Yes.
Neuralink, I think, has much more advanced, which I think could have the ability to help someone be able to use, maybe not just not a paraplegic, but quadriplegic, might be able to get a quadriplegic back to being able to.
Yeah, it can.
With their advanced,
You know,
the points they could reach in the brain and send the signals past the disruption in the spine, or the cut off, because the rest of the body is probably still connected.
Yeah.
And you
I
can
mean, it
just
would take
tap
some
in.
time to build those muscles back up, but it would rejuvenate itself after you start
Oh,
walking
definitely.
and the blood's flowing. Yeah. Which is, and you made me want to give my answer, but I'll save it for the end of the show, in regards of whatever use this. They also say blindness, Self.
And that almost all of it could, whatever is blocked, it could get
They
past
bypass the
block.
damaged pathways.
Right.
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 Yeah. And then to your point, it could restore, to your point, an enhanced sensory, motor, or cognitive function.
Yeah.
New forms of communication and interaction with digital devices, such as typing with your mind, controlling virtual reality environments. That's what they want. They want to get you in the
Yes.
metaverse out there.
Yep.
Or downloading information directly into your brain self. Imagine that. You could be in court and you can download the whole Constitution and all the case laws.
It's the Matrix.
You're exactly right. And Neuralink could potentially allow humans to merge with artificial intelligence, which Elon Musk has clearly stated that's his goal. So I kind of feel like they're using all of these holistic ways to generate money, which, you know what I mean? And get it into people's heads so they can get into the other real business.
Yeah.
And they said by augmenting our intelligence or accessing cloud-based services. So you can literally access the cloud without touching anything.
Yeah.
How's that different from using a computer? I mean, I don't, shit. I don't know.
You gotta look through the computer. Sometimes you gotta search hard. And if it's connected to your mind, then you don't have to do anything.
You don't have to read it and
You don't do
absorb
anything.
it.
It just goes right there. The first thought doesn't have to be, I gotta touch this to see it and then bring it in. It's the thought, and then it's there.
Yeah, they say your brain responds to information faster anyway than how we've been taught to learn and stuff and read. Yeah, imagine Self.
We've been dumb.
Day one, they taught you speed reading in school. Like, why wouldn't we do that? Day one, we're not teaching you how to.
If your whole purpose was to not have thinkers but workers, and that's
Limit
the
everything.
whole procedure behind education and everything they put into it, is to have workers and not thinkers. So, yes. Oh, we gotta. Oh man, you can't do that. How you coming to work with that on?
You didn't get your Neuralink? The government you can get a free Neuralink down You can go down to the county, Self. They can put Neuralink in your brain. You ain't got to pay nothing. You ain't get your Neuralink?
Right.
Yeah. Can you provide a concrete example? You gave some, but I'll give you one of how Neuralink could be used for good. Here you go, Self. Imagine you're a musician. I thought this up for you. Who somehow lost your hearing out there due to an accident. You know, you may have become depressed and isolated afterwards, but then you hear about Neuralink and you decide to go ahead. You know, music is your love, Self. I mean, come on. I mean, your kids are your first love, your family, you know, they're all family. But I'm talking about outside of that, you know, music, bro. But then you hear about Neuralink and you decide to go ahead and plug it in. You can still walk, you just can't hear. You undergo a minimally invasive surgery paid for by the county to implant the chip in your auditory cortex, and you wear the device on your ear. After a few weeks of training and calibration, you're able to hear again. Not only that, noob, but you can also adjust the volume, frequency. You already know about adjusting volumes and frequency and sound and shit, and the quality of sounds that you're getting, that you're processing. You can even stream your music directly into your brain or create your own compositions with your mind. Not like you can't already create your own compositions with your mind now. You feel happy and fulfilled again, and you resume your musical career with a renewed passion and creativity. That's what I came up with as a real-time solution, something this can be used for.
Yeah, I think I'm straight.
Many of these drill rappers can actually learn how to rap.
Yeah, I hear you. I think I'm straight on that though. I don't think I
Does this devalue and prostitute? How does this work? So if we no longer need to work with people to get information?
No.
Oh, Dad, shut up. I just downloaded the information on that. That didn't happen. The information come from Neuralink said what you said happened on 75th and Jeffrey is a lie.
Well, that's basically what they did to us. Like the fact that we are all, well, not we all, but my family, it's American Indians, misnomer by the states, but that's what the legal term is. And was told not to be able to talk about that until it didn't get passed down. And, same thing. Same thing.
You mean like all their stories and legends and all that?
Their indoctrination centers are levied more, especially since our parents and everybody said education was so important and all that. The indoctrination centers were able to put information in us, and we were like, oh, we don't believe our elders because of what we was taught about education and the importance of education.
And I remember sometimes in class, man, I'm not saying the good teachers would do this, but I do remember people suggesting, and this is back in the 80s. Sometimes if you might have mentioned, well, mom say this and whatever. Well, yeah, they're old and they don't know what they're talking.
Yes.
Yeah, I have.
Yes. Indoctrination
I do remember that
centers.
suggestion.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Yes, I heard it too. I looked like.
Yeah.
I looked at them like, are y'all crazy?
Yeah.
Even though I was indoctrinated until I,
I mean, who
took the other pill. Took the other pill.
Yeah, I don't want to say who was it, but I feel you.
Right.
Just because you don't know you were indoctrinated doesn't mean what?
You're not indoctrinated.
You aren't indoctrinated.
Period.
That's right. They prefer that you're not what?
That you're not indoctrinated.
Yeah,
right. That's why
talk
I didn't
about the
say
Republican Party or the
Democratic
Democratic Party, like they
are not indoctrinated. Because
yeah,
just in case you don't mean you ain't.
Yeah,
shit. Not were, your ass is.
Yeah.
Shit, if you didn't know that you was, then you are still.
All right. Now let's get to the fun stuff. Let's put our tin hats on. I know you're a bit of a conspiracy realist yourself. I'm a conspiracy theorist. Pitfalls and constraints. AI enhanced brains. Brother Wordsmith, what could possibly go wrong? I mean, we can all avoid the indoctrination centers you just spoke so eloquently about. And we can have the same information as doctors, lawyers, engineers, plumbers, priests, Dr. Sebi. We can have all that information ourselves. What could possibly be bad about this, bro?
Well, we could possibly be completely and totally controlled.
You mean fed misinformation?
No, controlled. Thoughts, desires, what you want to do, where you want to go, the whole situation can be all prescribed, just like the Matrix. I mean,
so they might be able to override your main thing and then feed those frequencies to your brain, and you're just a
no. I mean,
robot?
the Neuralink is the main thing. So what do you mean? So they know.
Well, your conscious, you're generating your thoughts, aren't you? Well, that's a philosophical question.
They're projected from somewhere, but if you put something in there that can go past electrical links, bypass different things, they can go to perfect parts of the brain and bypass that part,
and you wouldn't even know it.
No, not even.
Just like today, but 2.0.
Yeah, I mean, it could be that. I mean, honestly, could be in a motherfucking little container with the shit feeding you whatever it is that keep you going.
So conceivably, they could be putting this in babies now, or could have been doing it 20 years ago, right? Telling the parents, we're just doing this and that, something that seems medical, Parents, if you're not following your children and they're still in theta everywhere, no matter what the doctors are telling you, right? Where they're nobody's taking my kid and no
them jabs too.
Yeah. I mean, unless it's a surgery room, there's nowhere they should be taking your defenseless child without you being there. You stop dropping the kids off there and just drop them off and put them, the doctor, they took them in the back. I'm there the whole time. So
I was.
I know you was.
So,
what's that right there? Oh, that does what? Exactly. Right. Exactly. But I say that to say they could potentially put that right in there with or without our consent. As parents.
They do. Like, we got to get away from this system. We can't even be birthed in their places. We got to figure out our own situation. We need our own institutions. We don't need to be birthed in their situations. We don't need to be educated in their situations. We don't need to be fed through their situation, because what they agree with is not great for us. It's not even great for any. They're trying to systematically, through education, medical care, and health, is through eating, destroy us.
I think that terraforming this planet and our bodies, which is a planet and a universe in itself, for some purpose, ultimately for some beings. And I think there are other beings which we are of, that will not allow that to happen ultimately. But I think they're in the process of doing this.
I agree if you take a letter off the end of planet and put plane.
Yeah. One letter, huh?
Yep. Extraterrestrial is like, this is terrestrials, so that's anything outside of this part of the plane. But it's a plane. It's not my humble opinion. So there are extraterrestrials that come from different parts of the plane.
Yeah. And they say we can do it.
Yeah, because we can get through the firmament. You just have to have the frequency and vibrate at it to
you
be
can do
able
it
to get
astral
out.
plane. Yes. And who knows, Self, you could have done it when you were asleep dreaming. Who knows if there's another plane,
bro.
There's another plane and somebody's looking like, man, I just saw, and it was you. Do you know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So
Yeah.
I just saw this being,
It is.
was sipping on what's your beer? It's black owned. Black
The
owned. More
more
beer? Yeah. More growth and development beer.
don't
Yeah.
have one here.
But so there's some technical issues, some hardware. I did hardware support and software support, such as ensuring the safety and reliability, compatibility, the longevity of the device. But keep that in mind. Making sure your body doesn't reject this technology. It sounds like those people who claim to have been abducted by aliens. It seems like we're using that same exact technology, but we're doing it ourselves, and it's not the aliens. Like maybe some beings gave us this technology or showed us all of this, and I could show you how to make slaves out of all of them.
How many years I told you they was?
You said 300.
Yes. So, I mean,
you say their technology is 300 years ahead.
Yes, at least. And they are piecemealing it out. And the stuff that they're not piecemealing out seems like magic. Seems like people do all kinds of things you couldn't imagine.
Like David Blaine.
And he's
a fraud.
He's a magician. He's doing some things he's doing is he's manipulating energy. He has something going with him.
Yes. He has. But what about the hardware concerns, Self? I mean, we're not even talking about hacking. We're just talking about, I guess they can just open your brain out and put a new one in and do some repairs.
That's it. I mean, it's already, cut. I mean, if you, their process is less invasive, but it's still invasive. I mean,
it's going in your brain. Couldn't be any more possibly invasive. I'm saying for me.
I'm saying for the other BCIs, they had to take
I mean, comparatively, I hear you.
Right. They had to take a larger part of your head, your skull.
No, I hear you. But I'm just funny how they use the term minimally invasive brain attachment surgery.
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
They are cutting your skull. But it is a machine. It's very precise. So
that's using AI.
They can do more of them. That's the only thing I see is
because they said your brain pulses with your heartbeat.
Yeah.
So they said to be able to thread this in there, that was the hard part of having the technology that can get it in the right place while your brain is moving.
Yeah, because it moves
at a nano level.
Yeah, right on a neuron, not the gray matter, close to the neuron, right on the neuron.
Listen, when I was at Drop Dead Gorgeous William H. Rand, I'm gonna put the picture up behind me shortly. But Self, I'm sure y'all talked about it. We didn't talk about it. Maybe it came up. Maybe it came up in the science class, but I feel like we talked about it amongst peers. Man, the chip. Man, ain't no way they putting a chip in my head. I remember having these discussions coming up, and we're here, bro.
Well, I knew it was going here.
We're here, bro.
Actually, it's been going on.
It's possible. I mean, you saw what Elon Musk said. He said,
right.
I could have a chip in my, I can have a Neuralink. Yep.
Right. So I'm saying, like, if they're letting it to us, it's been done, bro. Period. It ain't, if it's like some new technology or whatever, it's already been done. Like,
there it is right there. Institute of Higher Learning. William H. Ray School. You know what I mean? Good kids. You know? Hey, we fed a lot of those into Kenwood that y'all used to, a lot of them came out of Ray School and went right into Kenwood and Whitney Young that you guys clamored over.
to more, lean to your right a little bit towards the mic. Yeah, I like that. Right there on there, out there.
Yeah. That's for the.
Slave training.
I thought you were talking about the main entrance. Look at that main entrance. Yeah, slave training. Yeah, that's exactly essentially what it was. You know what I mean? But these were going to be the slaves that could be, possible overseers out there.
Yes, the
second level.
Yes.
Yeah.
Higher ups.
Yes, but not too high. You know what I mean? Yeah. Some of your biggest hustlers came out of that school.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
No doubt.
Smart enough to learn the math and this and that. But anyway, had that proper greed, taught us that greed, being around those little greedy other kids. But yeah, anyway, I digress. All right. So we did talk about battery life. We've got storage issues. So basically you're putting a Fitbit in your brain. And I'm just saying, bro, with these issues I've got with this
we already talked about that, bro. It's connected to your brain. How's it not going to be powered?
Got you. They're going to suck the power out of you. Is that what you're telling me?
Every cell in our body produces power.
Yeah, but we're not perpetual energy. We got to eat to get that energy.
I mean, the fact that we eat and do all that daily and get the nutrition, especially if we in the Matrix where they pumped everything into you or whatever.
Oh yeah, remember they just had a glue in the Matrix with all the nutrition.
Well, that was the people outside of the Matrix.
Yeah,
people inside the Matrix too just had it fed, through the tubes. But you could go and be like, oh yeah, this.
You're right. They did have it feed through the tubes, but the AI in the Matrix was manipulating it so it tastes like a steak, look like a steak. That's crazy.
Yes.
So they can feed us crap. You can eat crap all day and just hit the button and this bologna tastes like a steak.
That's basically life, because most of this so-called food in this country is exactly that.
Well said.
Made full of crap.
They said they want the chip in their arm to spend money and clock in and out of work.
Yeah, that's a different chip. But I mean, if you get
that's already out.
Right. But if you get the Neuralink, you won't need that. It'll just clock you in as soon as you walk in. It'll pay for everything,
But they do have that, Ace, and you could pay for your food with your hand.
Wave your hand. Yep.
Man, I saw that.
A lot of places.
Yeah, people volunteered to get that inserted.
Yeah.
That radiation and all that beep, it's going right into you out there. So
yeah, I mean, more than if you're holding your phone and shit.
Yeah, but it's nominal. It's nominal. It's not going to hurt you, according to them.
Yeah,
it can't hurt the human body.
All of it is, technology is designed because they know what to do and not to do. They 200 years in advance, 300, pardon me, and
all right. Go ahead.
They know what they're doing. It's on purpose. They're using the things that shorten our lifespans as the norm. And it's supposed to be the greatest country on the planet, but there are so many countries that don't allow the crap that they are allowed to call food in this country.
Not yet, they don't. So, because America is an experiment as we know it now, but protecting privacy and confidentiality, I'm getting into hacking and all of that, medical consent, medical privacy, like we're going to have to give all that up like it's the Patriot Act. Just give it up. You can't expect privacy when you got a chip in your head.
It's been said 2030 that you'll have nothing and be happy by, economic fun.
Well, there's people in the third world nation. There's people in the city of Chicago who have nothing and are happy.
Yeah,
you should be able to be happy with nothing.
No, they're talking about you're gonna have nothing. You will have nothing and be happy. The haves, people that have money, except for them. Economic Forum.
You own
Charles
nothing.
Schwab. Yes, you have nothing.
You
They
got
don't
your
even- they don't-
family.
They don't even say own. They say have, and it's.
I mean, what do you want? What do you want that they're saying you won't have? House, shoot, a car? What do you mean nothing? You walking around naked?
You own nothing.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So most of us are already in that situation. And you couldn't really say they're
I wouldn't
unhappy.
say most of us. I wouldn't say that.
Well,
and I think they're going to make it most of us.
When I say most of us, I'm talking about black people. I can show you some data. Well, we don't own the cars. We're paying a car payment. We don't own the homes. We're paying a mortgage that we'll never own. That's what I'm talking about. But somehow we found a way to be happy. We were literally, allegedly slaves, prisoners of war. I'm not going to say slaves were happy, but I have to believe that they weren't all of them weren't just depressed all the time. That's a personal type of conviction.
Absolutely. But I'm talking about there are a quadrant of us that does have things and are able to help others and grow ourselves and ability and everything. And they're saying that none of us will have anything.
You won't have the right to have nothing. You won't have the ability to have nothing.
Right. BlackRock and Vanguard allegedly are buying up all the properties and spending more than they're worth, driving up the prices to all the rental and the private.
Yes.
So that's the type of thing that I'm talking about, where none of us will have the ability to
ownership.
Right. And we all have to be happy, and that's not right, and it's not happening.
Yeah, well, the way they can make it happen is by having this chip in our head, because it can't happen, I mean, I'm telling you, these white folks will go crazy if they can't own nothing. Absolutely crazy. You think black people are acting crazy, on the block shooting each other up. Boy, you got another thing coming. Yeah, so we got privacy issues, man. There's ethical, legal concerns such as obtaining informed consent, ensuring accountability and liability. We have those issues with the big tech already. Regulating access. Go ahead.
It's always been, especially lately, because the jabs had no information on inside of the box about what
side effects.
Yeah, going on with the jab. So that's already been eliminated.
And it
So,
wasn't peer reviewed, nor did it have a double-blind study.
It had nothing. And even though the patent was in 2018 or 2015, I
well,
think.
you just raised a point that I was about to bring up. So you take that as an example. So they're talking about access to it. So they can bring it out self and say, it's X amount of dollars and the insurance don't cover it, and only rich people have access to it. But on the flip side of that, it was the same thing with the jab. The poor black people can't get access to the jab. You know what I'm saying? So what they do, they pumped in money and paid the corporations out of the taxpayer dollars. So it's potential where this could become a big, the blacks and the minorities don't have access to it. And this whole thing is overplayed for underlaid, pump it in our heads first, and work out the kinks and the side effects and stuff. So when you brought up that, it could have been the same thing.
Yeah, it's like they're already doing it. If they're saying that they gotta agree that they could do human trials, then they've already been doing it. And just like Elon Musk said, could have a Neuralink right now, and you wouldn't even know.
Super cops. We already got 12 rolling around with this computers in the car and all these guns, but this could be rolled out potentially to cops and soldiers and Gestapo. And they got all this information.
And cops, and you can turn off the pain for soldiers.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
can turn off the need to eat, turn
For
off
workers.
the need to sleep. Yeah, for everybody.
And you see what you just said? That's great for a bunch of slaves, ain't it?
You can turn
off
yes.
pain, turn off need to eat, and turn off need to sleep with the opposable thumb and the flexible fingers. That's unheard of.
Yeah.
That's unheard of.
And you can pump the frequencies. I mean,
to make them feel happy.
Technically, we don't need that stuff. I mean, it's all frequency. It can be pumped in.
I got your point. Yeah, I got your point. And you can pump in the frequency of happiness so that the slaves are happy.
All of that. That's part of being a healthy being. So
you can have little shows in their head self. It makes you more productive. You know, like little slap happy shows like Jefferson's. We're moving on up. You just out there shuffling the shit. Moving on up. You know what I mean? Oh, the world don't move to the beat of Mr. Drummond. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. But I'm gonna give you another thought experiment I came up with, Self. Okay. Imagine you're a journalist out there. You've been investigating corruption, corrupt politician. Might have one in mind or multiple. You've been collecting evidence and sources for months. You're about to expose a major scandal. But then you notice that something is wrong with your Neuralink device that you ran down into the county and had installed so that you can lead your family into the new technology. You start to experience headaches out there, nausea, and confusion. You also notice that some of your memories are missing or have been altered. You suspect that someone has hacked into your device and is tampering with your brain. You try to contact Neuralinks customer service, but they deny any responsibility or wrongdoing. You try to remove the device, but it's too late. The hacker has already erased or encrypted all the data on your device and has implanted false or incriminating information in your brain. You are now arrested, charged with treason, and you have no way of proving your innocence. Now, I know that's a 10-hat conspiracy.
That's very viable.
And we have to think like this. I mean, I'm saying these conversations have to be had so that we can come up with a way as a society, or at least as a nation, to be like, either we doing that or we ain't.
I mean, there are parts of the brain that's responsible for different things. And who knows what they're actually going to tap into and which parts. I know they say what they're going to do and all of that. But the owner, who does a whole lot, ain't never really created nothing himself, but he will expand on some stuff, says that he might have it. You wouldn't even know.
What are the chances of them creating a hive mentality, making a Borg? That's what I keep saying, with their goal being to attach us to AI. AI needs our information and experiences to come up with this algorithm. And what if they're just doing that to create one hive mind?
I think AI already exists. It don't need our information. It needs our battery. It needs our avatars, our bodies.
No, it's always learning from us. AI it's still getting information.
That's ChatGPT and all this stuff.
Yeah,
I'm telling
computer
you,
learning.
AI is way more advanced than that. Way more advanced. I know I keep saying that, but that is
what evidence and
form
proof
of
do
AI.
you have of any of this that you're saying? Give me some examples of where you say, "Oh, it's got to be used here." I mean, come on, you know what I mean? I hear you, but come on, justify it.
The one that's making all the advancements for Vanguard. It's doing way more than that, but it's making all the investments damn near for the world. It controls like 75% of all investing, or the so-called GDP of the United States.
Right, and they only invest in woke companies.
No, it invests in all the companies. Well, not all of them.
Well, they came up with a rating system where
yes,
you're not doing what they want.
Yes, you're
not
off of
pushing
that.
their agenda.
It's an algorithm that is set in motion that's running a whole bunch of shit, and
we
it's
covered
not
that on this show,
right? But it's not taking information from us. It's way more advanced than that.
Big ups, Sharuka.
That's just an example.
All right.
All
right. I mean,
that Chat GBT and all that is learning, and they're putting that into this predictive programming. That's what that is. It's way more than that already.
Correct. It's going off an algorithm, but that will not be as effective as having access to the human brain and constantly getting information from the human brain.
And the power.
We are here to experience, and we're constantly discovering new things. And the AI would need that information, access to the ever-growing experience of information, so that it can continue to grow. That's what I'm saying. So even that system, at some point, they're going to have to upgrade it and patch it and feed it more data and information. But you're saying they don't.
No, because it's taking in the data that it needs.
But
from the system that is propagating, it's putting out stuff and getting
but
results.
Based off experiences, I just had a thought that I never had before. You're saying it's doing that on its own.
Yes.
But I'm saying it would have to be basing it off, not have to be, but in my mind, it should be basing it off the human experience along with what it's experiencing, or else.
I'm saying it's beyond needing information from us per se. It gets the information itself. It's a self-evolving entity in itself that can ascertain and hold way more information than we ever could, and it's doing it daily. And it doesn't need information from us per se. We don't need to put in this stuff or whatever. It's getting it from the internet, basically, for lack of a better term.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And if it's getting it from the internet, that all came from us.
Yeah, but we're not feeding it, is what I'm saying. And it's getting the information at a much higher rate than we could do it.
But imagine it getting that information directly from our brains as we go through life doing what we're doing. Constantly refreshing itself. Constantly analyzing and building algorithms off of 4 billion people on the planet having this tech. However many people got cell phones now, they got this technology, that's, what I keep getting a sense of. That now is able to take that, what you're saying, and immediately tap into the human experience without having to watch us play on the internet, without having to input data.
Really in agreement. I said they need these avatars, and that's what they need.
Yes. Which you said something about the gray aliens. The gray aliens could be what they're turning us into, essentially.
Yes. In some sectors, they say that they are us from a higher dimension, from further in the future, and they chose a path of technology and no spirituality, really. So basically, they're just robots. They transfer their consciousness to the next thing that look like them, and they've cloned so many times that that's what they degenerated to.
I've heard that. I've heard a theory that the humanoids, that they're just basically avatars to the humanoid like aliens that people claim they see. Which I can imagine. Imagine if these people, these scientists had the ability to go to Mars self and then send me and you down there but yet they're controlling our mind. We're performing experiments. They're taking limited risks. They don't have to go down there and possibly get shot by the Martians and all this and that. That could be what they're looking to make us into, like little gray alien slaves.
Yeah, they say they kind of like biological robots.
Yes,
and
that's
they're
what we would.
controlled by the tall grays,
Yes.
who are beings that control them, and they're like biological robots.
Yes.
I could see them wanting us to be like that.
And there's a lot of sodomy going on out there. You say, why do I say that? I don't know if you can say sodomy on it. What I'm saying is I'm going biblically, and you know what I'm saying? And we're coming to some times here. Maybe we're going through Revelations. I know a lot of you guys don't like to, follow scripture, look at it and absorb the information for what it is. You'd rather be on TikTok all day, listening to white supremacists. You know what I mean? But you got to have a balance and get it all. It's all misinformation, all right, to some level. But I want to give you guys some interesting tidbits that your boy Elon has said about this technology.
Okay.
It's kind of like Fitbit in your skull with tiny wires. Fitbit in your skull with tiny wires. Users will connect the device to their smartphone via your Bluetooth. And you know how many times I lose Bluetooth connectivity? And I'm not doing this. And read the data coming from the brain. And even so you can read the data coming from the brain. How do I know if I want that data? Can I cut that off? Can I make sure y'all can't override this data? Or you can send data from your brain to operate the device. So instead of using your fingers to put in the address you want to go to on your navigation, you just, think it, like on Star Trek. His second quote, I could have a Neuralink right now and you wouldn't know. Unlike its predecessors, Neuralink's device is sleek and can remain invisible to others. It has a thickness of 8 millimeters. The thickness of the skull is approximately 10 millimeters. And the link can be comfortably mounted on the skull, glued, and even charged without any hassles. Indicating the ingenuity of the design engineers at Neuralink, must quip that he wouldn't be knowing if he already had one of these mounted on him. Number 3, you can go to the hospital in the morning and leave by afternoon, and it can be done without general anesthesia. Why would you have to go to the hospital? He's talking about for the procedure. So you can go to the hospital in the morning and leave by afternoon, and they can have this thing in your head by general anesthesia. 4, we have pigs on a treadmill. The Neuralink team experimented their device on pigs. Is he talking about police? 3 of which have been brought to the demo day to verify the efficacy of the device. The team made these brain implanted pigs tagged with sensors on limbs to walk on a treadmill. They then traced the activity in the brain by taking readings from the neurons and predicting the position of the joints, and then measure the actual position of the joints with remarkable accuracy. 5, we have received FDA breakthrough device designation. Elon was talking about how he was going to get approval when the FDA was saying they'll never improve such technology. He came out there and told the shareholders and everybody that they're looking to have that. So I don't know who he paid allegedly or what happened, but they got approval. In the long term, it is possible to restore full body motion. Self Love is quipped about that. We can save and replay memories. See, that's what I was talking about with the dementia. We can save and replay memories. The future is going to be weird, he said. Number 8, and whose memories are they replaying to you? What if they replay Self Love's memories to me? Or some poor kid who came up in the foster system and was getting abused. The system gets hacked, and somehow I'm getting those, and all of a sudden I'm suicidal out there. Number of not saying all those kids, I mean, big ups to those kids. Number of electrodes will grow with the number of people in the company. The whole objective of the presentations, according to Musk, is to attract more people to work for them. Currently, the team is 100 strong, and Musk expects it to multiply soon. About 100 people right now, I think, over the years, might be 10,000 or more people at Neuralink. Probably the number of electrodes will grow with the number of people at the company. We are hydrogen evolved. What I find remarkable was that this universe started out as quarks and leptons. Reminded Musk when asked if Neuralink can solve consciousness. Somewhere along the way, hydrogen started talking and thought it was conscious. The hydrogen became sentient. It gradually got more complex. So he's expecting this to be sentient. Last one. It is easy to make pigs happy. We discussed that on this show today as a possibility. And I think he's talking about cops. This would be nice technology to use on cops.
Donuts and, free meals and, they love them.
Talking to the not being afraid out there, talking to the citizens with some respect. But why pigs? The reasoning behind the team's weird choice for experimentation is the similarities pigs have to offer. The thickness of the skull in the pigs is close to that of humans. They're quite robust creatures like little tanks. They bustle around quite a lot and they bump into things and they headbutt one another at times, and they're pretty animated. So if the device is lasting in the pig, then that's a good sign that the device is robust for people. Furthermore, pigs are easy to please. All they need is food. Self said it, the donuts. You said it. So it becomes easy to work with pigs. They can even be put on a treadmill. That'd be nice. Put these pigs on a treadmill, so.
Some of them, because, boy, they be straight overweight. Can't even see their shoes. Know what I mean? Be out there working for a long time. Can't even see their shoes. Somebody bust a move, all they chance they got is to shoot, because, ain't no way they gonna catch them. But in realness, they say that pigs have a close anatomy with our beings, but it's really not us. It's those humans. Humans, they're like 40% of them. So it's like their DNA is right there with them. So,
well, you see, and I see you said the Borg, which I said earlier. Ace said AI doesn't care. Well, they don't care about anything, but he said they don't care about our experience because it will send out the algorithm and use the already predicted result to move on to the next experiment. At a point that they.
That's why I said the Borg.
But when you think of a flock of birds, it's pointless to be a flock or to be groupthink if you aren't processing and considering the information of every individual in that particular.
Right. You're right.
You understand?
The Borg absorbs everybody's previous experience before the Borg into the collective, and then everybody moves as one, and it's part of the from the top down.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying once that happens, there's no more considering the human experience.
Yes.
I think that's what you guys are saying.
Yes.
Right.
Absorb all the experiences you had before that. And
after that is dead.
Yes.
There's no more of you going out and exploring on your own. You're doing what the Borg's having you do.
Yep. You
There's
got
no more
your
fractals.
position, your parole, and all that, and everything, and everything's cool because it's high.
You're a biological robot, but the
high
flip
mind.
side is some cowards not going up to the Dollar Tree and shooting somebody. The Borg won't allow that.
No, the Borg might make that happen.
But why would the Borg do that? Hurt its own people.
Someone who's going, or it's not operating how they.
Somebody outside the Borg.
Yeah, definitely people outside the Borg, but somebody that's in the Borg that's like, nah, I don't any rejection of the information.
You can't have any rejection. You guys just said there's not any rejection.
Oh, you can, and that's what happens is elimination.
I got you.
That's why you're saying you can't, because if you have any, I guess we should have specified that more. If you have any objection to the algorithm or whatever, it's elimination.
Gotcha. Interesting. So we're going to conclude this. What do you think we should do as individuals and as a society to ensure that BCI technology is used in a responsible and a beneficial way. You think an immediate Congress oversight, getting the politicians involved to save your bum?
Our politicians ain't our friends, and there's no way I can sit here and pretend to say that they will do anything for us because of the lobbyists. You got them. They made it legal for corporations to be equal with people. Kind of madness is that?
So, I mean, what are you thinking of? What's Spirit telling you? What should we do as a society right now to people? Is there anything we can do, or is it just too late? You know, let's just say forget it and watch football.
Well, we have to. I don't know if we're just not actively participate, but we gotta get together and do our own thing and demonstrate the way to go. Because this whole political system is not going to help us.
So what do we do? I'm thinking, one, we got to educate ourselves and others about the potential of this technology, such as what we're doing in this show. We have to immediately, because many of us don't consider things until it's thrown right in our face. They aren't able to play chess and say, okay, this is coming. Okay, they're already steps ahead of us, and you know how they plan to use this towards me and my kids. You know, and knowledge, I think, is the key. You don't have to be a neuroscientist, but you got to have this rudimentary understanding so that you can use your discernment. Next, I would say we all go down there to Palo Alto self. You know, the Republicans, the Democrats, the whites, the blacks, the pinks, your everyday Latinas out there, your Hispanics, you know what I mean? Your Indians, your Native Americans. We storm Palo Alto, you know, and I'm not saying we commit any violence, but we burn down, the Neuralink technology now, as they do in the movies. And we also go to Elon Musk over here at Tesla and El Segundo and burn it down the same. I'm not saying committing any violence.
At this point, I hope it would help, but I don't think so.
Can we get campaigns like just say no to Neuralink, put it on shirts, start throwing things into our community's consciousness?
Predictive programming.
Yes.
We gotta make art, crafts, and culture, and put it in place, and make art and have it all in the background and all of that, and we gotta speak on it too at the same time. But we can't. I mean,
you're right. I like what you said. Go ahead. We can't behold that. Yeah, I like what you said in the subconscious. I like that in the background, and I can have it say no to Neuralink. Go ahead though. We can't. What? I like that.
I don't know if burning it down will stop anything, because they got everything. If you burn both of them plants down, I mean, guess it will stop production for a little while. But we gotta conceptually,
mentally
put our minds together to not involve ourselves with that energy, period. I know it's been put out here and everybody can see it, and that's all they talk about, because it's only...
You can only imagine how they indoctrinating your
seven companies
right now. So.
Only 7 companies that control almost everything
you're
we
right.
see.
You don't hold it, but I say sit down with your kids now, right? Because you don't know what how they're being programmed.
I'm just saying, bro. I've heard crap. I don't know. It's tin hat that basically the NBA players, some of them is just straight robots. They just straight robots. You know what I mean?
Man, the way they play,
they have something of that.
The way they play, it looks like it when they get mad.
Technology.
I'm
just saying they have that link there or whatever, but allegedly.
So you're saying the Borg would be eliminating your John Morants of the world and your what's his name? He talked about the small heads. Well, he just tweeted a link. Kyrie, the Borg don't like that.
Oh no. Absorb all your experience and have all your experience, but they get rid of you because you want a bucket. Still have all your information and experience.
Correct. It'll be there, but it'll be stored away in the blockchain. It ain't out for the Borg.
It'll be used for everybody because it ain't. It's a certain spirit. It's not the information or the experiences you've been through, because the Borg don't really deal with emotion at all. So it's just information.
But if you have information that says Neuralink is dangerous and the Borg is evil, I don't think they'll be sharing that with the Borg.
That part of the information
be stored away down in the Vatican.
No,
maybe down in the bottom.
They'll just cut it out of there.
Yeah, it'll be in the basement of the Vatican. They won't delete it. I don't think the Borg would delete information.
Yeah,
we just won't have access to it. It's like the Matrix. You'd have to have hackers who can get in there.
The thing, I guess. Thing about a hive, everybody got all the information that the one gives it. So I guess the one does have information it doesn't give to everybody. So
you would think, like you said, the one. That's interesting. The question is, who's the one? The queen bee.
Yes. I mean,
and who would it be? We don't know.
Have no idea. I don't.
It won't be Elon Musk.
No, he has a Neuralink. So that means we already know. I mean, he's not in control of nothing. Something else is controlling him if he has one.
That Mark is doing a lot, boy. He one of them guys I used to study growing up in history. Like,
man,
he did this, he did that. Boy, he bored a hole under LA, for about 2 miles to get around traffic. I'm like, how does he do all this?
He's got a boring company. He's got a company
the boring, that's what it's called.
Yeah. That dude. Yeah.
And this is why the framers of this country were against corporations just doing back what I was saying, to just doing shit without the people's consent.
They're not
boring
people.
holes,
they
putting
got
up
whole
60,000
got the whole rights of the people. That's my hugest problem with a corporation.
Yes.
It's like ridiculous.
They take over shit and then say you got to pay this amount for it.
Man, and
they're getting the information from the people in the first place. So
time is coming. This is gonna be eliminated.
Now I do think we should work with lawmakers for what it's worth, meaning be able to ask them first how they feel about reparations for financially Black descendants of alleged prisoners of war of slavery, and secondly, their feelings on this implanting this technology in the people, their views of it. The dialogue, the debates, we're doing that. We got to get our scientists involved. I wonder what the Nation of Islam thinks about this. I can't believe they are approving this.
Well, they're not approving that.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And so, but some slithery talking snake can go in there and tell the next leader, hey, look, imagine the control you can have over the nation if you convince them to put this chip in and you control it, if he'd fall for that.
Man, they got enough control
over the nation
with the doctrine and the words that go on. That's for
I don't
sure.
know what they putting in those bean pies, but they fine, boy. Big ups to the sisters.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
They got it on lock. That's for sure.
That's for sure. Scientists, though, and I don't mean your mainstream. Me and you complained about this during the whole pandemic. Where are the alternative scientists? I like to hear the alternative thought. I'm not saying I'm just going to believe it because it's tin hat, but that's the way I was educated. I need this information and this information. I need to review the facts and make an unemotional decision that's best for me and my family.
Yeah, they gave us the scientific method, and then they don't want to use it. They just
Correct.
want us to be. They want to cancel it, and a whole portion of it.
Correct.
Right.
Whenever it's convenient for them.
Right.
You know.
And the pandemic was crazy, and they're trying to start another one. So beware.
Yeah, I mean, they won't win, to what you just said a few
that's
moments
why
ago.
Beware. That's what I'm saying. Beware. So you know. Okay.
What's on high telling you? I'm not asking you what on high is telling you the end result is, but what is on high telling you is the purpose of Neuralink and BCI technology, their potential end game?
Continue white supremacy, even though they know that they will not be able to exist on this plane as long as they want, because they got a negative birth rate, and they want to keep the thought processes and the whole processing running as possible. That's why they've been bringing in people into this country, our native land, on the masses, no matter what color, creed, or whatever they are.
What their background is.
They labeling them white because they're trying to keep this a white country. He talking about it's gonna be 2030, it's gonna be not a white country. It's already not a white country.
Facts.
And they're trying to hide this as best as they can.
So you're saying they're using the Neuralink technology to keep black people from procreating? I mean, what's the end game of Neuralink CGI?
Neuralink can make you think whatever they want you to think. You could have white supremacy with a dark skin and not even know.
So that's what you think that's what the spirit's telling you that they're using the tech for, right? That there's their ultimate game, racism, pure and simple. You don't know what's in their hearts.
Elon Musk is South African.
Oh no, I've heard stories about his racism. He's one of those.
He's a South African.
They think they're smarter than you and better than you, and then they be surprised.
South African, African American.
By the time you finish talking to him, they're like, "Man, I'm dumber than that movie."
He's an African American. That's something.
Who, Elon Musk?
Yeah. South African.
Some
bitch.
I think the ultimate game is mind control.
Same thing. That's what I say, white supremacy. So,
mind control. I never thought about you know me. I'll pull the race card. I'm getting the race card tattooed on my face. I'm gonna show these gang members. You know what I mean? But I'll pull it. But my point is, I didn't even consider that. You know, and shame on me. You know, but that's definitely what they want to use it for. I'll say that's definitely true. You know, for the white supremacists, I'm saying. But as far as what I think the tech's end game is, it's slavery. It's an ability to create happy slaves, to your point, Tori. People who don't own anything and who just work 15 hours a day, need limited food, limited quality, this and that. Well, you don't want them to die from malnutrition, you know, but I think that is the end game. And what was that in 1980?
You also don't want them to be, you know, worried about sex, or you want them all to be ambiguous.
Correct.
And so they're not worried about,
they're not wasting their time.
Relationships.
Wasting their time. The Borg.
Yes.
And they only have sex when you tell them to procreate.
Facts. That's that.
And the groupthink, you know, this is internet groupthink 2.0, where they can shadow ban networks and shows like ours. So if, you know, when I post those drill pills, I can tell you who they hate, Man, I got some with 4,000 views. We got some with, 800. Typical, I'd say it's about 500 views, maybe more on average. But there's some self literally with 17 views. Drill pill. Usually they're Farrakhan. I shouldn't even say his name on here. The honorable minister. I'll start saying it that way. Also, your girl who talks like what you were just talking about. She came down to U of I talking about they're worried about there being
Francis.
Yes. Oh, the algorithm hates her.
Absolutely. That's why I didn't say whole name.
Oh, good job. Oh my God, the algorithm hates her. So I can tell, not completely, but who's been less compromised than who. Let's put it that way. They like Nas, they like KRS-One. You know what I mean? We can go down the list, but they love Lil Durk and rest his soul. King Vine, yeah, they love Vine, but and rest in peace. So the poll question, Self, before we get to your final words here, it's in the chat, and I want to go to the poll real quick so I can get you the results. But you can go ahead and look at that poll question because I'd like to hear your answer before I give what the poll came out to be.
Well, I took the poll on, I watched the video and took the poll, or I took the poll, not watched the video, I took the poll, and I picked not no way, shape, or form.
So even my scenario of you lose your ability to hear, and
I could
your
still
music.
hear. I could still hear.
Yeah, you can feel the vibration. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've heard before.
Yeah. And I can still hear though. I mean, because hearing is above the vibrations that hit your eardrums. It's a knowing.
So here's the poll question, and I see what you answered. Never, ever. So the question is, why would you allow an implantable BCI brain-computer interface like Neuralink into your body? One option was to interact with computers, machines, and AI via my thoughts. So, you could be lazy, and it'll be a more accurate way to communicate with your technology, your refrigerator, your everything, your smart TV. Boom, it's all right there in your head. 10% of the responders responded to that. The second option was it becomes required to compete in the job market. So, you got to take that jab or you can't work here. You're going to lose your job if you don't take that jab. Yeah, take that jab. You're not going to be able to work here. Put that mask on and take that jab. Or you can't feed your family anymore. I was surprised no one, but I will say our average viewer, I think right now is like 37 years old, but no one selected that option. Pleasantly surprised. To enhance my cognition. So this means instead of reading a bunch of books and taking the time to do brain exercises, puzzles and riddles and things of this nature, going to school and, whatever it is to make yourself smarter, listening to your elders. But this is just a shortcut. I can just go about downloading information and just becoming a smart, and everybody would have the same information. So to enhance my brain, no one selected that. The next option is to repair and or treat a brain disorder. Self, I'm going to sound hypocritical. Yeah. If I was in there like, what's his name? The big scientist, does all the space talk and theoretical physics. He's in it. Yeah, him.
Stephen Hawking. He's dead, ain't he?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, rest his soul. But if he wasn't,
he's AI.
Well, I'm saying if you're in a situation, It's easy to say, but if you're in a situation, bro, you might want to see your kids again with your eyes and be able to walk and touch them again, and things of this nature, as opposed to just laying there. I'm sad to say. Just go ahead and plug me into the Borg. No. I mean, if it's already a Borg, I wouldn't do it. And I just say, you know what I mean? I'd probably deal with it. But not knowing it's a Borg, I feel like I would do it right now today to repair and or treat, Parkinson's, Lou Gehrig's disease. You know what I mean? Dementia, paralyzation. So that's my answer. 30% responded to that. But go ahead, bro.
I'm a give you my answer. I'm a roll with it because it's an experience. I've been here plenty of times, and if it's that for me, then it's that for me.
Which 60% of the responders agree with you, and they say never, ever, 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 ever. And that's something we got to discuss. Maybe not our generation, but your kids or your kids definitely. They got to have something in their wheels and with their people. Hey, look, if something happens to me and I'm in a coma, I don't want the technology. You know what I'm saying? Or I want the technology.
Yeah, I gotta have a talk with them because they.
Yeah. I'd send them the video I put in the chat, and then kind of see what the schools are saying about it. Fill them out, have them watch that, about the monkey and all that, and then see if the schools are mentioning it and what's the school's take on it. I'd be interested in hearing if they're even talking about that, which they should be.
I'm not sure that they are. He goes to a elite
bougie schools for the Cosby kids.
Not for the Cosby kids, but yeah, I mean, but they go to schools, private schools, religious schools in Texas, and not public schools, so they get taught some things different than.
I'd be surprised if a religious school is not talking about this tech. I'd be shocked. And a lot of these religions are indoctrinated. That's where they get their funding. It's all owned by the Rockefellers.
It's all owned by the indoctrination system. So, the Collins. Wow.
Yeah, people don't talk about themselves.
No, they don't.
That's my wife's maiden. That's my wife's maiden name.
Oh,
yeah.
Because I somehow knew that there was like always melanated top to this mess.
Yeah, there had to be some melanated ones. Come on, man. You can't start deciding you're gonna run the world without black people, and we was the richest, smartest, strongest on the planet.
No, I'm
you know what I
saying
mean?
the way that it's set up, the opposite. That was the genius, evil genius of the top, putting all those people in place that's different, from them, and controlling and manipulating them. They don't even know who they follow.
Well, did you have anything else you want to add before we, conclude this topic?
No, I think I pretty much spoke my soul. I'm ready for the final words.
Well, Neuralink BCI technology is a fascinating and controversial topic. It sparked a lot of debate and speculation, which we need more of. On the one hand, it promises to revolutionize the fields of medicine, educational indoctrination. No more school bills, no more college. You can just download the information. You can be what you want to be. Entertainment and communication by enabling direct and wireless interaction between the brain and the computers and AI. On the other hand, it raises ethical and social and security concerns about the safety, privacy, and autonomy of the users and the animals involved in the research. We've said on this show that animals are conscious, spiritual beings. Many of these so-called aliens interact with animals before they interact with us. Maybe that should be telling us something. Neuralink BCI technology has both positive and negative implications for humanity and animal welfare. It's important for us to weigh the pros and cons carefully and have a balanced and informed perspective on this emerging and evolving field. Get educated, you guys. Educate yourselves. If you have any feedback, questions, or suggestions for future episodes or anything about this episode, feel free to contact us in the comments, or you can call or text 424-900-6945. That number's what?
Troll free.
Once again, 424-900-6945. That number's what?
Absolutely, positively troll free.
Yeah, call. If you call, we can get your voice on here out there. We'd love to hear from you guys, hear from you and learn more about your thoughts and opinions on this topic that we discussed here. Remember, ask not what the culture can do for you, but what you can do for the culture. As always, question everything. The Self Love Show. This ain't Kansas, Dorothy. In fact, it's Chi-Town. Peer down the rabbit hole. Do your own research. Use your own discernment. But you better use caution. Because sometimes when you stare into the abyss, that rabbit stares right back at you. Peace and self-love, honor, and respect. All right, I did put the riddle, today's dome teaser, into the chat. Nobody in the chat was smart enough to process this information. It doesn't look like self-matriculated. I don't see anything in our personal chat.
Nope.
Interesting. This is a rare, out of 100, 200, almost 300 shows. I don't get to do this often. But let me go ahead and do it. So, why I don't see it? Scroll down. No worries. No worries. So what the brain teaser or the dome teaser was, you guys. Here it is. All right. What 3-word question can you absolutely never answer yes to? What 3-word question can you absolutely never answer yes to? Any ideas?
How are you?
That's actually correct. But if somebody K, you walk up to K, you're walking past the police station over there and they put all those unhoused in your area and left the other unhoused out there hungry.
What's your name?
You'd say you can ask them that and they can say
okay, what that say? What
yeah.
the fuck you talking about?
Yeah, they can answer yes, because that happens a lot. Hey man, you know what time that nigga bus come? They be like, yes.
Yes.
You're like, wait a minute.
See?
You don't know what you don't know it. You don't know what's going on here. You don't know your head from your ass. Because the last thing I'm gonna answer is yes if I'm in a foreign country and don't speak to my answer is gonna be no every time. No. You know what I mean? Because I don't know what's going on. They could be saying, do I know you from somewhere? They could think I'm a op. No. What's the chances that I'm asking, do I want $1 billion or a free steak dinner? You know what I mean? Yeah, they be like, yes, see. Yeah, for pickups. Yeah. But, all right, I'll go ahead and without further ado, I'll go ahead and give you guys the response. You ready for this, Self? You're going to be, what word am I looking for? You're going to be might be slightly disappointed in yourself. So I'm going to ask you the question and you see if you can answer that. It could actually, technically, you could answer yes to this question. Metaphorically.
Goodness gracious.
Are you dead? That's a question you can never answer yes to unless you're ignorant and you're mentally dead and you assume that's what they meant and you were mentally dead and not and not ignorant. You're knowing you're mentally dead. You got the wet curl activated in your hand. You're eating a pork chop. You know what I mean?
I'm not disappointed. It's not a concept.
So you get it.
Yes, I 100% get it.
Yeah.
Just
Are you dead? You can never answer yes to that. Physically. You're probably, floating around near your body, your avatar, screaming, yes, yes. But, all right. But yeah, that was the whole thing today. Happy to put one past you guys because you guys aren't easy to put one past. And that's why I put that up there. I said, I'm going to put one past these son of a guns. You know what I mean? Put one right past them. All right. So we did that. Next week on our 9/3 show, the Self Love Show, always live. Are you prepared out there, Sal?
9/3, we moving to Tuesday, right?
Season start on 9. I thought we was moving. We starting this week.
Yeah, because Labor Day.
All right, that's cool.
Tucci.
Oh, okay. So it'll be the following Tuesday or the day after tomorrow.
No.
Following Tuesday.
Yep.
All right. So you're talking 9/5.
Yep.
All right. Cool. What time?
You had said 6 o'clock Central.
Okay. All right. There we go. The Self Love Show is going to be moving to our NFL football schedule, and it's going to be 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we're moving to Tuesday, back to Tuesdays. That's going to be September 5th. And Self, we're going to be breaking down, are you prepared out there? Natural disaster, any type of war shortage, are you prepared? How to be prepared? What do you need? That's what we're breaking down out there.
Ooh-wee. I don't have it all together, so it's going to be some great information because I don't even have it all together.
Man, the power went out. I didn't even have no water in the last meeting. So we're going to talk about things like, boiling water, having a little bleach around the house that you can, purify water. There's a bunch of different topics. I learned a lot being out here with the earthquakes. They make a big deal about it because they've been without, after the major earthquake, knock on wood, without the infrastructure. So, they've had people nearby them with infrastructure that can come in and help. But, how long could you survive, right now, today? And we're going to show ways that, you'd be able to hold on for you and your family, how much you need for you and one other or two other, three others for, 30 days or so, so everybody can get their money on their feet. And the Ukrainians can send us a bunch of money to, help us out.
Man.
Big ups, Ukraine.
Yeah. I want to get open on the final words.
All right. And then next week.
That was what was that final words. My bad.
No, we're just there. I was just waiting for, I was just giving you a time to chime in. But next week on Mouthpiece Included, that's going to be, I believe, on the, next week we're still doing our regular time. It's Fudge Packer week. Fudge Packer FGB week. We're going to be talking about the history of the rivalry out there.
Oh, okay. Week out from the game.
Yeah. Cliff notes. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Love. Today was a great show.
Hey, thanks, bro. We appreciate your support. The high points, the low points, of the rivalry. Because a lot of these kids, your kids' age, all they know is what rivalry? The Packers just beat the crap out.
Yeah, they was R&B. They just thought it was.
Yeah, I used to think the same when I was coming up. When the Bears used to what?
Man,
beat the dog crap out of the Packers.
And we did until we didn't, and then so I look forward to taking that back over and never giving it back.
Never giving it back. I tell you what, that Ryan Pose, boy, you can say what you want to
Yes.
about him.
I say great things.
I like his attitude, bro. All right, I'm just kidding.
Got drafted here, so that was something.
Yeah, I forgot about that. We cut him.
Yeah, I mean,
I think we cut him.
Yeah. Couldn't cut it.
But the ones that, you know, played but weren't the best, they usually become the best coaches.
The brainy ones.
I mean, yeah, the best GMs and coaches, yeah. All right, enough of my yapping. We're going to turn it over to this brother. Wait. But my personal favorite part of the whole shebang, and that's going to be Wordsmith's final words out there, out there, out there, out there, out there, out there, out there.
Woo! Self Love Show. What do you think? Or do you want a Neuralink to do the thinking for you? Or what can you ignore? The reason you came to explore? You got a gift you're supposed to expose. Maybe if you got some paraplegic and want to try to reach your extremities, I can see. But if you are healthy, living your life, I can't see why you would take a risk of being brought to your knees. Because it's a slavery play. All I have to say. Allegedly, don't have to believe me. But the truth is, I know what it is, and it's gonna show and prove, and in time it will be revealed, and it is. Similar to the Matrix. It's crazy. Can't fake this. Only way we can escape this is to get together and tell them they crazy about their plans. In this political system, because this systemically puts us down and hold us back and see. Puts people that come into our country way ahead of we. If you look at it, it's easy to see. You ain't gotta believe me. Just do some simple research. But best beware, cause that's gonna really hurt. Especially when you know the church don't do nothing. Closed doors. Got a lot of land. They look nice. It's an assumption that they are about the Creator's work. Give them their money and they turn it to dirt. No Neuralink for us, the spiritual people, because we know in the Creator we trust. Y'all check the heat, all these fires. These fake people about to combust, turn back to ashes and dust. Yaku's desecration, a problem to us. Words.
Words. Words. All right, y'all. Another one. Sponsors will get on us if we don't do this. Go on, son. 97.9
WQHG 97.1.
97.1.
97.1.
We have a butt.
In the morning, cool weekends.
FM.
Weenie. And the Magnetic Monkey 97.1.
Cool weekends in the morning. All weekend long.
Weenie and the Butt.
In the morning. On the radio.
FM. Dickie the Punchline Donkey on Cool 97.1.
Cool weekend.
On the radio.
In the morning. FM. WQHG.
Cool weekends.
In the morning. On 97.1.
97.1.
Weenie in the Butt.
97.1.
In the afternoon. In the afternoon.
Oh my God.
WQHG. Turn it on and rip the knob.
You're listening to the radio.
We have a butt.
All right. Big ups to 97.1. That's our sponsors. You guys listen to Weenie in the Butt.
Big ups to our sponsors, Weenie in the Butt, 97.1.
On the radio in the morning. It's in the butt. In the afternoon. Thank you. Oh, man. How did he get away with that? I guarantee you, if we came up with that stuff and played that on YouTube, they'd ban it. Somehow they can do it. Big ups. We're playing it now, though. I'll tell you that much. All right, let's see. I'm just looking for her. I think Scooter's been dinging us. So Kyle Zodiac, y'all. Check them out.
Do you think you are the one?
Honestly, I don't
Matrix.
Yes, sir.
You know what that means? It's Latin. Means know thyself.
The Neuralink will help you know yourself. Bullets are boomerang.
Stand your ground.
Murder, suicide.
Yeah, an eye for an eye.
Silence is violence, man.
See something, say something.
Real. Pigs, watch them pigs. Slave theory. There's going to be greed plus ego over fear. That's slavery.
Yep. Because charity plus humility times love is freedom.
Do not. Yeah, they said Trench's News was snitching. I knew they was all snitching. All those podcasters talking about Lil Durk did this and that guy. Yeah, paid federal informants. Got like 300,000 followers on YouTube. Trench's News. But so my point is, do not answer questions.
Yeah, but all the information you get, question everything.
So you want me to put this Neuralink in my brain? Well, why? Oh, okay. And is there any way they're going to hack it? Well, how do you know? What measures have been taken to prevent me from being part of a board? You know, and losing my individual thought and my rights to ownership. Let them answer. Keep asking questions. If nothing else, they're going to
lie about it.
Well, they'll lie about you, but they'll respect it. They might not like you, but they'll respect it. Don't they say, you're inquisitive, I like you, you're smart. Don't they, that's when they try to get you on the team. Sit down, I'll buy you a drink. Yeah.
And don't tell those other guys.
Yeah, exactly. Here's some money, greed, you know, and they stroke my ego. Yeah, you don't take this money and you're great, you're a great person. What about your family, their future? Fear. Now I'm a slave. Speaking of fear, fear is cap.
Man, vibrate love.
Forgiveness is the highest love vibration.
So do something charitable and in love for a so-called enemy.
Wise man said, healthy people heal people. Heal thy people.
Because for sure, we know hurt people will hurt people.
Free Larry Hoover.
I'm gonna let
Free
you in on a little secret.
Chief Malik.
Being the
We all
one is
together.
just like being in love.
Prison is slavery.
No one can tell you
Be
you're in love. You just know it.
Yahusha.
Through and through. Balls to
Bend the
balls.
spoon. Walk on water.
Man. Move mountains.
Word? Oh, man.
Yeah, move mountains, man. All we need is the faith of a mustard seed. Between me and you, we got way more than that.
Peace, self-love, honor, and respect.